it's Christy with coastalknitsandpurls.com, and it's my weekly update for the week of January 27th. I am a Florida knitter who shares her knitting adventures through the Sunshine State. I don't have any finished objects this week. Close, but not there. But that's okay, because you may remember I am returning to enjoying the knitting journey rather than the destination. So I have lots of works in progress. I have 2 Woodsy socks for my aunt. One I am about halfway through with the leg. The other I am maybe about halfway through with the foot, maybe a little. This is self-striping sock yarn from Freckled Whimsy. There is kind of a brownish burgundy color that's going on the cuff and probably the toes, and then the main color is woodsy. I'm just doing a regular sock for her since she lives in upstate New York, so can't remember how many rounds I had for the cuff, and then 64 for the leg, regular slip stitch heel. Not sure about the foot, maybe 50 to 70 rounds. So these are pretty close to being on their way to being done, but not done. I also have been working on my daughter Kate's hurricane blanket. It's really soft and squishy hurricane yarn from Hobbii. I had set a goal to finish this by the end of this month so I could start working on the other 2 hurricane blankets I have in different colorways, but it is the last day of the month and that is not going to happen. I've also been working on my Florida temperature blanket. I wasn't feeling well yesterday, so I did not knit yesterday's row, and I have not knit today's row. But so these are the previous 29 rows. So I have a sand color, a pink, a peacock, so this is peacock, and then this is a neon coral, so very Florida colors. And I am doing it a little bit differently since we don't have the temperature swings that many states or regions have. I did it according to the last digit of the high temperature for that day. And then I spread it out, like if it's 0 to 2, this is the color. You know, if it's 1 or 3 to 5, this is the color. So a little bit different than some temperature blankets. The other project I have is my oldest daughter Kate's Christmas sprinkle socks. I am to the heel on both of these socks, so that's why they have kind of stalled out, because the heel gets a little complex. So I can't just knit and knit and knit like when I'm doing a leg or a foot or something like that on a vanilla. And then this one, my kids need new school socks for their uniforms. And I was given this sock, well, it's yarn. It doesn't have a label, by my friend Stephanie. When her mother-in-law passed away, she left a bunch of yarn. And Stephanie gave it to me. It looks like it might be DK. It looks like it might be 2 strands of fingering weight together. So I cast on a DK shorty, and I think what I'm going to do, since I don't know what it is I'm going to knit a swatch, which I never do this, but I'm going to knit a swatch, and I'm going to wash it and dry it, and maybe just wash it and dry it on the dryer on top, and see how it does before I knit a bunch of socks that then fall apart. But those are all my whips. What I read this week, I finished 2 books. I finished Paint It Black, which is kind of a heavy topic. It's about this model actress whose boyfriend commits suicide. So it was a good book, but it was a very heavy book. So the other one I did complete is Size 14 is Not Fat Either by Make Habit, and I really enjoyed that. It was good and highly recommend. It is the second of a series that she has, and I did not read the first one, so I'm going to go back and read the first one. And then what we've been watching sporadically Chicago PD and Dateline. I've been catching up on my Dateline episodes. So that's really all I have for this week. And so I will say happy knitting until next week.